Alright guys, we're going to be back on Prokhorovka, everybody's favorite. We're in the Type 64 for this game, and it's all tier 6, right? Which is pretty exciting. Like, it's nice to have a lower tier game, and occasionally I love getting in the Type 64 or even a tier 5 just for a different kind of change of pace. Now, in my opinion, the North spawn for Prokhorovka is so much easier to passive scout, in my opinion, because you're able to take this location right here, and I'm just going to draw this on the map for you guys. Like, the amount of times I've gotten wrecked from the other spawn, from the south spawn on this map, like, I'm out of fingers and toes, right, to count it, right, guys? I'm telling you, like, you can just take this position so easily. You can also run right up here so easily, and I feel like it's not the equivalent on the other side, right, for the south, because you can come up to, like, maybe these bushes, but if someone comes here, right to where I'm at, they're going to be able to light you there. I've even lit an even 90 going up that direction. Like, just for whatever reason, I just feel like the north has this so much easier, right? And you can try and come to this bush right here as a light tank, but I feel like you don't spot much from here. You only spot this like little hill over in this corner, and that's it. Recently, in the LT-432, I came all the way to here, like this bush line right here, and I spotted nothing except this little hill right here as well. And that was a particular game where everyone was calling me useless because the entire team was sitting back in the K line. The only people I spotted were the STRV and the UDES, and nobody else had shots at these guys except for me, right? And I'm not going to take those shots. Literally 2/3 of the team, maybe even 3/4 of the team was camping the K line, and everyone is calling me useless because no one is in the mid to get shots at all. There was one WZ that was over here, and that was it. But from this area, I couldn't spot anything. I tried to, come through this way and do some active runs. I couldn't spot anything. Eventually, I ended up back in this bush line right here and already blind fired it and cleaned me up. And I ended with like 200 spotting damage or something like that and 0 damage. And it's so annoying when your entire team is sitting back in the K line calling you useless, and really you were useless for them at least, right? They're not going to do anything to make the game a win, right? They're just all sitting back in the K line, but it's annoying to have that happen. Now, from this spawn, getting back to this particular replay, I just feel it is so much easier to get into this area, even get into this bush right here. You can try this one, or to even just sit right in here. I've gone here every single time I've tried to get to this area of the map or this area of the map. I've never been spotted, guys. So you guys can all say what you want. You've had your own experiences, but from my experience on this map, and again, I only play lights, so the amount of times I've been on this map in a light tank is like hundreds of times, guys, and this is what I've found in my experience. So maybe you've had different experiences. You might have tried to go to these bushes and have been very successful. I swear, like a quarter of the time I try and come out to these bushes, I get spotted. So here we go. We spot the VK, we spot the Su-100, and watch how I adjust. This is what I really want to show you in this particular video. So as I'm watching my teammates come up here, right, I'm getting a look like blind fired here maybe. I'm like, all right, no big deal. I don't see a problem here. Then the KV-85 starts getting hit. Then the Type 58 starts getting hit. And I'm like, okay, I think it might have been the KV-85 that went behind the Type. That's why the Type maybe got hit. But the T-34-85 is also getting hit. And I can see someone ping this area of the map. And I'm like, yeah, the Type 64 has to be sitting like somewhere in this area right here. So I go on the move. I come up like this. I'm kind of just being careful, like I run back down like this real quick just to make sure I'm not spotted, and I'm like, all right, let me give this an active scout. And sure enough, there's the Type 64 right there. He's not really in any bushes. We're going to take one from the VK, no biggie. And the Type 64 melts off the map because he tried to get too aggressive here too quick. And it's very easy to counter that just by making a nice active scout run. The way I have the Type 64 set up, I have like 480 or 90 view range on this thing. It's so OP at tier 6, but we're able to knock the Type 64 out, and now we're home free to take the E1 bush. And this is why it's so important to counter lights on this map. So once I counter the enemy lights, watch as soon as I pull up in this bush line and get the right angles, bang, bang, Like, this is too easy, right, guys? This is too easy. Everyone's going to get the shots here on that guy. Everyone's going to get the shots on the Jackson. People are getting shots on the VK. I'm at 3,500 spotting. I'm at 3,600 spotting. I'm at almost 3,700 spotting. And it just goes on and on. I'm going to take a shot at the Cromwell here. And now we're just going to run right up the gut. But watch how I get lit here. This is why I tell you guys, like, there's people that come into the comment section on this video, but also a lot of people in the chat like, oh man, just run right up. Run, you know, run. Whirls, what are you doing? WTF, LT? Run right up the line. You won't get spotted. You will. Okay? I'm telling you guys right now, you will get lit. Unless you're in an even 90 and you are a Unicum player and know the perfect little path to take to keep yourself in the bushes, like whatever, man, there's players that are better than me, but I'm telling you right now, there's always someone sitting right in this area of the map. Like always. Like where the Cromwell is, in fact, I think it might be right here, but there's an area right up here where you could sit. And I'm telling you, someone is sitting up there almost all the time and you will get spotted. So don't do this, guys. I'm telling you, like, you can, but just know you're probably going to get lit because look, there's little gaps in the bushes and stuff where you can get lit. And even if you run through this bush line right here, you have other people to worry about. So yes, if I went like this and ran in this bush line, I might have been okay, but keep in mind, look, you still have a little gap right here. There's a little gap right here, and someone, if they're sitting up high enough, their view range will go over the bush and you'll get lit. I'm telling you, trust me guys, I've played this map hundreds of times. The amount of times I've done stuff like this, I'm telling you, there are gaps in the bushes, and look, like if you try and run through right here, see, like if you're in a tank, like the Type 64, the turret is probably here. It might even be like up here, to be honest with you. It's probably like right here. Look at where the bush line ends, right? Like if someone is sitting up in this area, they're gonna light you. I'm telling you guys, like, just trust me on this, they're gonna light you. So I just have to emphasize that, guys, and that's pretty much it, right? That's all I really wanna show you in this one. But what I'm actually gonna do now is I tell everybody, this is actually another important thing to show you. I told everybody, just wait. Like one line, wait. I'm going to get you the spots. And now, remember I told you, if no one is over here, you can use the middle of the map to progress. And watch where I'm going to get to now. See, now I know we own this portion of the map, and it becomes easy. You slide in right here, you come up, and you sit right here in this bush line. Spot the Jackson, he goes down. Now we push in, and Hummel is lit, Jackson is lit, and we're home free again. We're going after the G-Re here. I come around him all the way up, kind of slide into him here, clean him up, and that's the game. But hopefully this is informative for you guys. And I'm telling you, just always, always, always be careful on this map. I know that there are some of you that, oh, I ran through the bush line one time, Whirls, and I didn't get spotted. You know, you're guaranteed not to get spotted. Guys, I'm telling you, like, I've played light tanks for years. You might know the perfect little path. Maybe you could do it. And then even 90, you can probably get away with it, right? But I'm telling you, whenever someone is sitting up in this area of the map, like, you're gonna get lit trying to run through this bush line unless you do it so carefully, right? You poke up, you poke up. If there's no one up in this area, you're pretty much home free. Yeah, just run right down, try and kind of hug the left bush line, I would say. Or you can at that point, you might as well just run through like this, right? Because you won't get spotted unless someone's sitting like in here. You can get right up into here, man, and you'll light everybody. But just be very, very careful about this area of the map, guys, okay? Please, please, I'm telling you, you will get lit. You will get lit from someone sitting in this area, and then everyone here has shots on you. That's why Prokhorovka is so challenging and so tricky, because there's so many light tank players that die so early on because they do not understand certain things such as that. But if you want to completely avoid getting spotted from someone in this area, you just do what I did. You come up and over like this, as long as there's no one in this area that's going to really contest it. And then you pull up into this bush line like this. G-Re or whatever was down too far to spot me coming up and over, and it's a GG, man, especially if you have CVS. Type 64 at tier 6 does not have CVS, tier 7s don't either. Can you imagine if I had CVS and pulled up into that bush? I'm telling you, man, you'll light it up like freaking 4th of July, dude, you know. bang, 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 game's over, you win. And there you go, guys. 4,200 spotting, 684 damage. Hope this is informative for you, and now we will get into the end plates. So I hope I've made it clear that you have to be careful on this map, guys. 4,200 spotting, 684 damage. This is a first-class game. We're at 1230 experience. It's crazy that this isn't a mastery, but the Type 64, it's very hard to get a mastery in this vehicle. But anyway, 1230 experience, guys. I thought it was a phenomenal game. We fired 9 shots, hit 6 of them, penned the 6 we hit, and that's all. I hope you learned from this, guys. I really, really hope that you would subscribe if it's helping you out. And again, please feel free to leave comments down below. If you've had different experiences and you have any advice for maneuvering perfectly through these bush lines, you know, leave comments, guys. Any questions you have, concerns, like, just throw them below. I will get back to you. And that's all for this one. Take care, guys, and bye-bye.